Howdy, I'm Grey Pilgrim. I hope this works. I'm trying a new battery. See if it gets anywhere. Well, I was just, come here. I was just tinkering with this. This is a Pieta Italian-made copy of the Griswold and Gunnison. Now, what's the Griswold and Gunnison? You ever see the TV show Hell on Wheels? The protagonist in it carries one of these. The Griswold and Gunnison was well, there was this guy named Griswold, and he was, I think, from Connecticut or something. He was a northern industrialist who moved south and decided to start making industrial things down there. And first of all, he was making swords, I think, and then he started making cotton gins. And he built an industrial compound, which he called Griswoldville, that didn't have any problem with being a little modest. And he churned out all of his products there. Well, when the South seceded, he churned it over to war materials and started making revolvers. And this is a copy of the Colt 1851. It's in 36, but it's unlike the Colt. The frame here is in brass. Well, he did that because of expediency. The North had plenty of iron and steel, but they didn't have, the South didn't have as much of that, but they had plenty of brass. What they did was they went around to all the different churches and requisitioned the church bells, melted them down, and used that brass to build cannons and revolvers. Well, what's interesting about this is, well, I bought something else, specifically for a Pieta 1851. What I bought was this cylinder, but it doesn't fit. This is a 1851 Pieta cylinder. It's a Taylor's & Company modern. It holds 38 special, and the way it does it is I forget the name of the fellow who actually invented this conversion system. But basically, the cap on the back of this thing, let me see if I can get it off. It's the problem is this thing is kind of a bear to break it down. But let's see if I can do it here. Put it into half cock. Then you do this number. This is the same with the Colts. The Colts and these things. I have to do it down here so then off the frame there. They you pull this wedge out, then you pull the barrel off, then you can pull the cylinder off. Well, this cylinder comes in two pieces. You put your 38 specials in here, stick this gizmo on it, and you'll notice that this gizmo has a whole bunch of little firing pins built into it. So with it, you can do that, and instead of the nipples that normally are on a cylinder, these little firing pins are. So you can put an actual metal jacketed round in here and shoot it. And this one is made specifically for the 38 special, because a 36 cap and ball is approximately 357, well, actually it's more like 370 in size, which means that you shoot a 38 special out of it, and technically it goes rattling down the barrel. It doesn't really, this way. It just doesn't line up right, and won't be as accurate as a modern 38, but it will shoot the 38 rounds out of it. So, and of course you've got to go through what I just went through each time you unload and reload it. But for 6 rounds, it's perfectly adequate. A little bit faster than that. And the 38 special rounds would shoot out of this a lot faster than a cap and ball. Anyway, this is not made for this gun. This is actually made for a 36 1851 Colt, which is a steel frame. And Pieta, well, actually Taylor's & Company, admonishes not using it on a brass frame because it will stretch the frame over time. Well, I don't plan on shooting it that much, and it doesn't fit anything else, and it costs me a lot of money. And it does fit this thing, so I put it on this thing, so poo. And it does work. I've tried it. I do shoot 38s out of it, but I shoot mild 38s. I'm not going to shoot plus P out of this thing. I've got a regular 38 if I need to shoot plus P. What I've got is a Ruger LCR. But I just think it's kind of cool. I've got a Colt Walker up there that is also chambered. I've got one of these cylinders in 45 ACP. Normally they're in 45 long Colt, but my 45 ACP one came because I was going around thrift stores one day and I ran into a thrift store that had a bag full of 45 ACP brass for $5. It was like 500 rounds for $5. Well, brass ain't cheap. So I bought it the minute I saw it, took it home, cleaned it, decapped it, reprimed them, and then thought, what am I going to do with these? Well, I loaded them full of all things, black powder. And it was basically to shoot into that Walker. But later on, I also tried it in a 45 1911, just to see, and it worked. It gummed up the action pretty quick and started jamming, but it worked. Anyway, that's just what I've been up to lately. Oh, I wanted to talk about one other thing. I did another video about a while back about revolvers of the Civil War, specifically in the South. And when I did, I put this on top of the table. This is the battle flag of Northern Virginia, or the flag of the Army of Tennessee. It is not the Confederate flag. The Confederate flag consists of a flag like this in the upper left corner on a white background. That's called the Sterling Banner, and that is the official flag of the Confederacy. I think it's the third iteration or third model. But that is the flag. This is not the Confederate flag. I realize everything from the General Lee and Dukes of Hazzard on up is uses this, and therefore that's considered, and it's considered a racist thing and all that. Well, I don't consider it as such. I consider it as a piece of American history. And I proudly carry one. I won't fly it, but I'll display it here as an example of American history. If you forget the past, you lose the past. So remember the past. And it may have been a stupid cause to fight over, but it was one that our ancestors really cared about, and I had kin on both sides of that conflict. I don't prize one kin above the other. I honor the memory of both. So there. Anyway, the video on that recent that I did that had this on top seemed to have got a whole bunch of views. Welcome aboard all of the new subscribers, and anybody else is interested, there's that subscribe button down there, and you can like it and all that good stuff. I'm not one of the big channels out there. I'm just a dumb hillbilly up here in the Pacific Northwest, talking about what I'm interested in. And right now, I'm interested in a Griswold and Gunnison. Pretty cool old revolver. Happy trails.